In this night in Eugene, the fastest women on earth were about to collide into an explosive showdown. Olympic champion Julien Alfred, world star Sha'Carri Richardson, veteran warrior Marie-Josée, Jamaican sensation Clayton, and Nigeria's powerful Favour Ofili are all chasing one crown, the queen of women's 100 meters. But standing quietly in the middle of the storm is Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, ready to shock the world. Buckle up, because this race is about to change women's sprinting forever. And if you have not subscribed to the channel,
Then
please
the
consider
Olympic
subscribe
champion
and
Julien
drop a
Alfred
comment on the
will be in
video.
lane
Let's
5 from St. Lucia. And it's great to see Sha'Carri Richardson back. She had injury problems all the indoor season. Hasn't divulged too much about it. It was back in February, she said. Has only had one race, which was a pretty sedentary affair. And then Tina Clayton and her twin sister, Tia Clayton, have been ripping it up for Jamaica. The 20-year-old did beat her sister at the National Championships just recently in 10.81. And then you've got the experience of Marie-Josée Smith from Ivory Coast, still running very well indeed. In lane 9, Maya McCoy, who's thrust herself onto the world stage this year, had looked as though she might take up the opportunity to run for Liberia, but has come back, given that she's running so well, to say USA is the flag I run under. So TT Terry, Jefferson-Wooden, Richardson, friends, training partners. In fact, TT Terry was bridesmaid at Jefferson-Wooden's wedding earlier on this year. But in those middle lanes, 3, 4, 5 and 6, you throw in Tina Clayton as well. Julien Alfred knows, although she's in brilliant form, the Olympic champion, she has a bit, well, she said she has a bit of a love-hate relationship with this track in Eugene. Last time she was here, she was disqualified at the World Championships, but she did win the NCAAs here earlier that year. So the Olympic champion in the yellow in lane 5, Richardson in 6, but watch out for Jefferson-Wooden in 4 and Terry in 3. Jefferson-Wooden gets out sharper than Alfred. Richardson gets left a little bit. Clayton trying to get into it, but the Olympic champion just trying to get ahead, but Jefferson-Wooden is hanging on at the moment. The American has got it, and look at the time, 10:75. Jefferson-Wooden continues what's been a scintillating year for her. Beats the Olympic champion, who herself is at the top of her game. That is a big, big win. Jefferson-Wooden, yes, she says. Great race between the two of them. We thought they'd be a little bit ahead of everybody else. Richardson way down as we might have expected. However, these two surely this year have to be the two to beat. Jefferson-Wooden 75, 77 for Alfred, just 200ths behind, and the wind is legal. Actually, no, Tim, into a headwind.
Minus 1.5, 10.75. What would it have been if we'd turned that wind around? Brilliant start from Jefferson-Wooden there. 4 from top, and then Alfred came back, and Alfred I thought was easing past at mid-race. You don't often see a comeback like that through the second half from the early leader, but she found new speed in the second half of Jefferson-Wooden. She dug so deep to take that win, Steve. I really thought up to 60 metres, Alfred in the yellow, so powerful, accelerated between 20 and 50. I thought she'd got it. She went past Jefferson-Wooden. She led at about halfway. Jefferson-Wooden came back at her, and that is so rare in a 100.
Yeah, a bit unlucky there, aren't we? Like you said, I was watching that replay halfway down the home straight. The clock's at minus 1.5. Yet the flags don't look like it's going in that way. So that's a little bit unfortunate.
What's up, guys? Welcome and welcome back to the channel. Under the bright lights of Eugene, the atmosphere was absolutely electric. The crowd knew this was not just another Diamond League race. This was a battle for sprint supremacy. The women's 100 meters had become the most dangerous event in track and field, and every superstar was here. A lane after lane was filled with pure firepower. Olympian Julien Alfred was ready to prove she ruled the world. The American superstar Sha'Carri Richardson entered with confidence and swagger. Veteran warrior Marie-Josée stood focused as ever. Young Jamaican sensation Tia Clayton looked dangerous. Nigerian sprint machine Favour Ofili was prepared for war. But in the middle of all the hype, guys, an athlete looked completely calm. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. No dancing, no talking, just focus. The cameras zoomed on every face one last time. You could feel the nerves. You could feel the pressure. And guys, the athletes stepped onto their blocks and the stadium went silent, and an incredible start from the entire field. But immediately Melissa Jefferson exploded out of the blocks with a terrifying speed. Her drive face was almost perfect, low and powerful. Every step looked controlled. Sha'Carri Richardson got out well too and began building momentum on the outside. Julien Alfred was moving strongly. Clayton was right there very early. At 30 meters, the field was nearly even. At 40 meters, Melissa Jefferson started separating, and the crowd began to rise because usually this is where Sha'Carri Richardson takes over races. Usually, this is where she hunts people down in the devastating top end speed. But this time, Melissa Jefferson was not slowing down. She was accelerating. At 50 meters, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden had unleashed another gear that shocked the stadium. Her cadence became unbelievable. Arms pumping violently, knees driving, she looked untouchable. Sha'Carri was trying to respond. Julien Alfred was training. Talos Smith was fighting to stay close, but the gap kept continuing. By 70 meters, the race was over. Melissa Jefferson Wooden was destroying the field. The camera struggled to keep everyone in frame because she had created daylight between herself and the world's best sprinters. The crowd inside the whole field erupted into complete madness, and behind her guys chaos. Sha'Carri Richardson was battling just to hold position. Julian Alfred could not close the gap. Clayton and Ofili were completely overwhelmed by the pace, and this was dominance at the highest level. Melissa Jefferson led through the line and immediately looked at the clock, and it was 10.75. The stadium exploded, fans screaming, commentators losing their minds, at least looking stunned. In 10.75 into a headwind against one of the deepest sprint fields ever assembled in 2025. This was not just a victory, this was a complete takeover. This is because Melissa Jefferson-Wooden had just defeated the Olympic champion, the world champions, and the fastest women on earth in one brutal performance. And suddenly the conversation around women's sprinting changed forever. Who is the queen of the women's 100 meters? Is it Sha'Carri Richardson with charisma, world title? Is it Julian Alfred with Olympic glory? After Eugene 2025, the answer looked different because on this night, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden didn't just win. She sent a warning to the entire world. The United States had unleashed another sprint queen, and the rest of the world was left shocked by the destruction they had just witnessed. So, guys, this is how the race transpired. Melissa Jefferson Wooden exploded out of the blocks and destroyed all the sprinters, the global sprinters, including Favour, Ofili, Julien Alfred, Marie-Josée, and also her own country women, that is Sha'Carri Richardson. And this race was important, or is still important, because it established Melissa Jefferson Wooden as the sprint queen. And also, she is the reigning sprint queen when it comes to the women's 100 meters. So, guys, do let me know who do you think is the or dominates or rules the sprinting world in women races. See you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit a like button, and also drop a sweet comment about this race. See you in the next one.